Insulation acts like a sponge when it's wet, trapping water and moisture. The water-damaged insulation will need to be removed to eliminate the increasing chance of mold. Oh yeah, I love me some spicy cotton candy. Not everybody shares your enthusiasm, Bubba, but the only way out is through, so we'll get our gloves on and get moving on this.
The best thing about this job is demo. The worst thing about this job is demo when there's insulation involved.
We're putting in unfaced batting, which means it won't have a paper layer on the insulation. The paper layer usually has tabs on the side to secure it to the rafters with staples, keeping it from falling out during installation. Instead of installing the drywall first for the insulation to rest on, we've opted for another technique. Baling wire! If you can't fix it with baling wire, duct tape, or WD-40, it can't be fixed. Bubba's not wrong. Well, he is, but he's not. We're using drywall nails to hang baling string along the bottom side of the rafters. We just need it to be there to hold the insulation in place until the drywall is up. In Kern County, California, a minimum of R38 is required for ceilings and each ceiling in a building with multiple floors. But you'll want to check the zone chart for your area before starting to make sure you have the proper R rating. The ceiling in this room has rafters at 16-inch centers, and the only R38 that was available is for 24-inch centers. So each batting has to be cut lengthwise at 15 inches before it can go in. Insulation only works if it stays fluffy, so while you're installing it, don't let it compress. If there are obstacles in the way from installing properly, cut just a slit in the insulation where the location is and let the insulation wrap around it, as opposed to cramming it in tight or cutting chunks out of it. If you're only dealing with a section of the ceiling, you'll want the insulation to overlap above any drywall that is present, and then butt the existing insulation to the new insulation to avoid any gaps in coverage. Typically, R38 insulation is about 6 inches thick, and the roof soffits not so much. When tucking insulation into an exterior wall that has roof soffits, you'll have to peel away a couple of inches off of the top of the insulation towards the edge. That way it'll tuck into that roof soffit. However, areas that have soffit vents, you'll have to leave open just enough for ventilation to be able to get through, but still be able to cover the ceiling completely. As long as you can handle being itchy for a few hours, it's going to be an easy enough project, especially if the drywall isn't in the way. But I'm sure the moment you've got it done, you won't be able to get into the shower fast enough. But for us, it's time to get the drywall in. Man, now I want some cotton candy.
Your half-baked ideas have failed again.
Apologies, my captain. I wanted to believe that my plan would have slowed him down this time.
I shouldn't have to remind you what will happen if you don't serve my purpose.